So in your easy seat, you can simply allow your hands to rest in your lap or on your knees. Close your eyes if that feels okay. Root down through your sits bones, find a connection either with the earth or if you're using a block to sit on, a connection there. Reach up through the crown of your head, find a long spine, and just allow your shoulders to drape down your back away from your ears. Belly is soft, shoulders soft, face soft. Take a moment to arrive to your practice, arrive to your mat. Allow anything that you brought with you to your practice today to just melt away. Let it go. Try to stay focused on the present moment while you're here. Bring your focus inward. Just noticing how you feel physically, energetically, emotionally, intellectually. Just check in with yourself here. Try not to pass any judgment on anything that comes up. Just notice it, sit with it, try to let it go. Good. Let's continue to center by taking some deep cleansing breaths together. We'll begin by inhaling deeply, evenly, and slowly through the nose. Feel your belly expand. And open your mouth at the top, side out. Good. Again, breathe in through the nose. Fill all the way up. Feel your ribs expand. Feel that breath come up into the heart space. Your collarbones reach away from one another. Open your mouth. Let it go. Don't be afraid to make a little noise here, yogis. No one's listening. Again, one more time. Deepest breath of your day so far. Fill all the way up from the tips of your sits bones up to the crown of your head, and hold for a moment when you get to the top. Sip in just a little bit more air. And open your mouth, release. Good. Seal your lips now, if that feels okay for you today, and breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Throughout the rest of practice, I encourage you to remain focused on your breath. There's no need to do anything fancy, but if you like, if it helps you to focus, to concentrate, you can take a count to your breath in order to help you keep your inhales and exhales even. Just focus on that breath moving in and out of your body like the waves of the ocean, soothing your nervous system, helping to keep you calm and centered. Take a moment here in these final moments of stillness before we begin our gentle practice, and set an intention for your practice. Maybe if nothing comes up right away, your intention can simply be to be gentle to yourself with your thoughts while you're here for the next hour. And blink open your eyes. Let's begin by breathing in, reach the arms up to the sky, look up, palms meet at the top. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. Beautiful job, yogis. Let's begin. Our first shape today is square, getting right into the hips right away. So for our square shape, we stack our shins in front of us. I'm going to take my right leg on top to begin. We'll do both sides, so whichever works for you, but I'll be cueing for right leg on top to begin. So take your left shin in front of you and flex your foot. Now, take the right foot over, take the ankle, the right ankle over the left knee so that the foot kind of hangs off over the edge of the knee. Good, and keep that foot flexed as well. If you have a large gap in between your knee and your ankle, like you can see that I do here, you can feel free to take a blanket or a pillow or a block in there if that helps you to feel more comfortable. Always an option. We are looking for sensation here in our yin practice, but not pain. So if you begin to feel any pain, come up out of it a little bit. I encourage you to stay away from any sharpness, any burning, or anything like that. Let's find our edge and play with it a little bit, but don't go past it. Okay, so here we are. Let's keep our feet flexed in order to protect the knees. You're welcome to stay up, sitting tall, or begin to walk forward with your hands. Drape your body over the legs. And try again to stay focused on that breath. Allow the breath to soothe you in such a way that you don't need to hold or grip anywhere in your body. So it's very normal here when we're feeling a lot of sensation in one area of our body for us to tense up in other areas. So use the breath to calm your nervous system. Remind yourself that you're safe, that you're okay. And then allow your shoulders to relax, allow your face to relax, your neck, your hands. And you might notice while you are here in this and the rest of our postures that the longer that you're here in this shape, that you're able to go a little bit further. And that is those connective tissues finding space, the fascia tissue beginning to break up. Just go with that. If you notice that your knee is coming closer and closer to your ankle, maybe you begin to walk your hands forward. Trying to keep a consistent amount of sensation in the body the whole time that you're in the shape. You can always go a little bit deeper. If your forearms come all the way down to the earth in front of you, feel free to let your head hang heavy. Otherwise, just look down towards the earth. Maybe just towards your hands. Try to keep your neck nice and long. Keep breathing. Try to find space in your hips. With each exhale, maybe that top knee comes a little bit closer to the ankle below it. Good job, yogis. Just a few more breaths here. Good. If you were leaning forward, just slowly walk your hands back towards your shins to sit up tall once more. Take your time in between our transitions here. Try to keep your energy low. Walk or lean back into your hands so that you can uncross your legs. Maybe take a little movement in between sides here just to get the blood flow back into the knees. And then we'll take it to the other side with the right leg on the bottom this time and left leg on top, or whichever side you did. Do the opposite. Start by taking that opposite shin, that right shin for me, in front of you, parallel to the edge of your mat. And then you can use your hands to help you here. Take that left foot and place the ankle over the knee. Both feet are flexed. All your toes are flexed here. And then find equal weight in your sits bones. Begin by sitting up tall to kind of gauge how everything is feeling. And again, feel free to support yourself with a prop here if you're feeling a lot of sensation here. Absolutely, like take a block in between top knee and bottom ankle, or a pillow, or whatever it is you have. And as you're ready, you can begin to fold forward, if you like. If the sensation is a ton of sensation while you're upright, stay upright. And then as the sensation begins to lessen while you're here, then you can begin to come forward. Just take your time and be gentle with yourselves, yogis. Be compassionate with your body. It might feel totally different on this side in either direction, and that's okay. It's totally normal for us to have differences from side to side. Good. Use that breath to allow yourself to find ease. Moving towards sensation, deepening as you see fit, as the sensation begins to lessen. Again, if your forearms come all the way down to the earth, then you can release the back of your neck and allow your chin to come towards your chest. Otherwise, just gaze down towards the floor. Stay with your breath. That rhythmic movement of your lungs expanding and deflating. Allow that to soothe you. And check in with your shoulders, your arms, your hands. Try not to grip. Try to have ease. Beautiful, yogis. 2 more breaths here. And at the end of that second breath, you can begin to walk your hands back towards your body. Once more, lean into your hands behind your back and across those legs. Ooh, move slowly as you need to. I'm a little stiff today. And then the next place we will go, yogis, is dragonfly. So for dragonfly, and as you're ready, just take your time and meet us here. There's no rush. For dragonfly, we will separate our heels as far away from one another as they will go. We do want sensation here, so take them as far apart as they'll go, but keep the feet flexed. Find your sits bones. Sometimes when we take those feet away from one another, we begin to roll back a little bit. So maybe you lean forward and shift a little side to side to make contact with the earth with your sits bones once more. And then same thing here, yogis. You can stay upright. If you're feeling a lot of sensation in your inner thighs and in your hip flexors, you can begin by staying up. And then just slowly, as you're ready, begin to come forward. Just gently walk your hands forward until you can go no further. You can also take blocks here or whatever props that you have. If you'd like to, once you get down as far as you can take your forehead down to rest so that you don't feel like you're gripping or holding in your shoulders or your neck. You can just focus on sending the breath into the inner thighs, into the hips. Only thing active here is our feet. But keep breathing, you're doing wonderfully. Remember your intention while you're here. And whether or not your intention is to be gentle with yourself, be gentle with yourself anyway. Compassion starts with how we speak to ourselves, how our thoughts are shaped. It is certainly more likely to be compassionate to the people around us when we practice by being compassionate to ourselves first. And of course, if you're using props or not, you can go deeper as the sensation lessens. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Begin to walk your hands back once more. Slowly roll up. Stack the vertebrae one on top of the other until the crown of the head is the last thing to arrive. You can begin by just gently bending your knees and then work your heels towards one another. We'll meet in a tabletop position. We'll be on our knees for a moment, so if you would like to take a blanket or a pillow, this is just a yoga towel, underneath your knees. Just for a little extra padding, that's an option. And if you do have blocks, those might be handy too, but they're definitely not required. So just have them nearby if you have them, just in case. Okay, so from our tabletop, start by tucking your toes. Reach back with your pinky finger, or with your fingers, to make sure that those little pinky toes are tucked in as well. And then we will come upright, stack shoulders over hips for a yogi toe stretch. All right, yogis, you've got this. There is a lot of fascia tissue that builds up in our feet. We so very rarely take the time to actually stretch them out, so sometimes this can be quite intense. I encourage you to focus on your breath. And if you do have blocks, one way to make the sensation a little bit less here is to lean forward. And then if it's still a lot, and also if it hurts your knees to be like this, you can stretch into the bottoms of your feet from a tabletop position as well. It won't be nearly as intense, but you can still get a good stretch with the toes tucked and just press yourself back a little bit. So find your position. Try to stack your heels over the balls of your feet. Stay focused on your breathing. Keep that intention, hold it in your mind. Sometimes it helps to close your eyes, but try to avoid gripping in your hands or your arms, your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. Just use your breath here to keep your nervous system calm through all of the sensation that you're feeling. This is excellent practice for what we have happening in our lives off of the mat, any type of uncomfortable sensation that might arise. Instead of reacting or running away when something's not truly dangerous to us, we can use our breath to remain calm and focused, keep a clear mind so that we can respond as opposed to react. I'm right there with you, yogis. Just stay with that breath. Remember that you can come forward a little bit to ease out of it if you need a second, and then you can come back. Sometimes a little ujjayi breathing can help here as well. We're here for less than a minute longer, yogis. You have got this. You're doing wonderfully. Say kind words to yourself. might even notice that the longer you're here, you kind of come over a peak where the sensation was a lot, but then it begins to lessen again. So just be patient. Let's take one more breath. And then come forward into a tabletop position. Lightly tap out the tops of your feet. Get some blood flow back in there. Woo, you did it. Good job. From here, our next shape will be melting heart. So we'll keep those hips over the knees. I'm gonna back up just a little bit. You can keep the padding under your knees if you like. So knees underneath the hips, and then walk your hands forward just to allow your heart to sink down towards the earth. We have options here. You can bring your forehead down to the earth, or you can bring your chin down to the earth. But also, if you do have a prop nearby, like if you're still using your blocks, or you have a pillow or a book, you can bring your forehead to that if it doesn't come all the way down to the mat. And if your chin comes down to the mat and you feel like you'd like some more sensation, you can take blocks or books underneath your palms to raise your hands up and give your body a little more space to stretch even further. So choose your option and then find some stillness. Keep breathing. Relax those toes. Each exhale, the heart comes a little bit closer to the earth beneath you. Two more breaths, yogis. And then slither on forward onto your belly, all the way down to your belly. Our next shape is folded wings. I'm gonna sit up to show you what it looks like if you haven't been there before. So this is another one that we do two sides of, so it doesn't really matter which one you start with. I'll probably start with left arm on top, but basically we're just crossing our upper arms right across our sternum. So in between, you know, just like where your chest is. Above, if you're a person who has breasts, above your breast, but like below your throat. Just like that. And there's not really a graceful way to come into it, honestly, yogis, so once you get down here, we're basically just going to cross the arms and then walk the hands away from each other in opposite directions until they go no further. Palms face up. And then you can allow your chin to rest on that top arm. And just allow your body weight to rest on those arms, to find opening in the backs of the shoulders and in the upper back. If this causes you to have pain in your shoulders, you can come back upright and take an eagle arm variation. It's more of a muscular posture because you will have to actively reach your elbows up and your hands away to feel that same sensation, but it's an option if it hurts your shoulders to lie down on your arms like this. And you can still do either side. Beautiful job, yogis. Keep breathing, check in, see if you're holding any tension anywhere, and then try to let it go. We'll switch the cross of the arms. So just gently rise up, take the opposite arm on top, and then wiggle your way back down. Walk the hands away from one another, palms facing up, and whenever you've walked the hands as far away from one another as they'll go, allow your chin again to rest on the upper arm of that top arm. Try to find ease. Send your breath into the upper back. Take this opportunity where we're down here on the earth to feel the support, this loving energy of the earth beneath you. Allow it to help ground you and remain calm. Let's take one more breath here. And begin to uncross the arms. We'll stay down on our bellies for starfish. So take your time, yogis. Again, you can meet here whenever you are ready. But we'll stretch into the fronts of the shoulders and the pectoral muscles now. We'll begin by taking the right arm out to the side, directly out from the shoulder. So go ahead and take a look over to see that it's actually directly out from the shoulder. Often we think our body's doing one thing, but it's kind of doing something else. So just take a look. And then you can place the right side of your face down on the mat, or if it's better for your neck, you can use a block or a pillow under that right ear. Left hand frames the chest to begin anyway. Then bend into your left knee, roll up over onto the right side. So there are a lot of options once you get here, yogis. You can step your left foot behind your right leg. You might be able to find some balance there so that you're not holding the whole time you're here. Or you can stack your left leg or slightly stagger it behind, so both legs long with your right leg. That's a little bit less sensation. With your left hand, you can leave it in front of your gaze, or you can wrap it around your low back for a half bind. So all of those are options. Just continually working towards basically getting both hips flat onto the ground, which it's cool if you're not there, don't worry, but that's just where we're working towards. Keep breathing. Notice how the breath might feel different in this shape as it moves in and out of your chest and your throat. All right, yogis, gently come back down onto your belly to switch to the other side. We'll take the left arm directly out from the shoulder, frame the chest with your right hand, bend into your right knee, and roll over onto the left side. Again, your head can rest on the floor, or you can bring a block or a pillow, whatever you've got underneath your head if that feels better for your neck. Right foot can step behind the left leg, or you can stack them. But continue rolling back as if you're going to actually roll onto your back. It probably won't happen, but that is the direction we're going to get more of an opening through the front of the shoulder here. Now, right hand can stay where it is, or you can wrap it around behind the low back for more of a heart opener. It's up to you. Gently make your way back to your belly to leave the shape of starfish. Move nice and slow, be gentle with yourself. And then we'll meet on our backs. So you can simply roll over to your back. And this is where we will need that block or book or firm pillow if you have it. So have that nearby. And when you come down to your back, bend your knees. We're setting up for supported bridge. So our feet are underneath the knees. Knees are bent, pointed up towards the sky. Good. Walk your shoulder blades down your back and try to look straight up as much as you can to avoid straining your neck here. And as you are ready, press into your heels and the backs of your arms to allow yourself to raise your hips up and then slide your prop just underneath your sacrum. So if you're using a block, it's going to be on the lowest setting. If you're using a book, that's okay too. We really just want like at least a couple of inches up off of the ground here because we're going to take a psoas stretch. So go ahead and take a moment to position your prop. Your sacrum is like a flat shelf at your lower back. So once you get it into position, you'll feel pretty stable. It won't feel like you're falling off of it, and it won't feel like it's poking you in your spine. And when that feels good, begin to walk your right toes behind your left heel. So kind of underneath that little triangle you're making with your left leg, and hold on to your toes, your right toes, your left hand, and then allow your right knee to gently just come down towards the earth. Your left knee can stay straight up where it is. You don't have to hold on to your foot, but you can if you want to, especially if it is sliding away from you. You can still just gently hold on to the toes to keep it in one place. Yeah, but allow that knee, that right knee, to just reach down towards the earth. If you'd like to deepen this, you can open up your left knee as well. And just breathe evenly, deeply into your belly. Maybe you notice that the longer you're here and the more even your breathing is, the lower that knee drops towards the earth. It's kind of amazing where our body can find space when we are at ease. Let's take one more breath on this side. And then place the sole of the right foot back underneath the right knee, and we'll take that stretch to the other side. Walk your left foot behind your right heel, and then hold on to those left toes with your right hand. Gently bring the foot towards the right hip, and then allow your left knee to work its way down towards the earth. Again, if this feels like nothing to you and you want more sensation, you can allow your right knee to open up to the side as well. It's up to you. And you can continue to gently hold onto that foot with your right hand, or you can let it go. It kind of depends on if it's slipping away from you. Keep breathing, yogis. We're just here for a few more breaths. Good. Gently release the left foot back underneath the knee. And we'll press through the heels, through the backs of the arms, just gently to lift the hips up a bit so that you can remove your prop. And then slowly lower the hips back down to the earth. Take a moment here to windshield wiper the hip or the knees side to side. Good. as you're ready, bring your knees up towards your chest. Move slowly, be gentle with your low back. Just taking a brief counter to that slight back bend. You can hold your knees and gently rock side to side, massage your low back and your sacrum. And we'll meet in our Shavasana as you're ready. Take up as much space as you would like. Separate your heels, palms away from the body. Walk the shoulder blades down the back. Try to feel the difference in your body here, your multiple bodies. Take a scan like we did at the beginning of practice. Notice anything different in your physical body, your energetic body, your emotional, your mental bodies. Again, not passing any judgment, just noticing. And then allow yourself to simply be here for your Shavasana. Rest and breathe. And I will be here to guide you out when it's time. Gently begin to bring awareness back into your physical body. Take some small movements with your fingers and your toes. Just allow your consciousness to settle back in to your physical form. And reach your arms up overhead for a full body stretch. Point through your toes, reach away with your hands. Take a big breath in and let it go. Bring your knees up into your chest. Give yourself one last squeeze. Express gratitude to your body for all that it does for you. And gently rock over onto either comfortable side. Rest for a moment in the fetal position, in this space between the practice on our mat and the practice we take with us out into the world. Gently help yourself up as you are ready into a comfortable seat. You can take your time. Keep your eyes closed or your gaze soft. And when you do arrive, again, root down through your sits bones, make a connection with the earth beneath you. Reach up to the crown, through the crown. Make a connection to the air above you. Press your palms together at heart center. Thank you, yogis, each and every one of you, for joining today, for doing this slow practice that is so essential to our well-being. From my heart to yours, namaste.